Welcome to DIYEasyCrafts.com. How to easily make a Stars and Stripe Patriotic wood-stained outdoor decoration. These decorations can be hung on a wall. I'm using them as a door hanger or a door decoration. The process actually starts with a Silhouette Cameo vinyl cutting machine. I use that to cut out the stars. The rest of the process was very simple. Just use the jigsaw, a sander, and a couple of screws. Very, very simple do-it-yourself project. A couple pictures of the finished product. So like I said before, it starts with a Silhouette Cameo. You don't really need this machine, it just makes it easier. This is a vinyl cutting machine. This is the program that comes with it. And I just basically laid out a big star with a bunch of little stars inside of it. And then I basically sent it to the cutting machine. And it cuts that out. It basically just cuts out the stars easier than I could by hand. If you don't have a Silhouette Cameo machine, you can certainly buy star stickers on Amazon, and you can draw the big star just with a ruler and achieve the same results. But you know, having the Silhouette Cameo vinyl cutting machine certainly makes do-it-yourself projects like this a lot easier. So for this project, I'm going to use a couple of pieces of 1x10 pine. I'm going to lay out one of the outlines from one of the big stars that I printed, just because it's easier for me to trace this than it is for me to draw a star just using a ruler. But you do want to trace it. You do want to use a pencil and draw the outline of the star. I tried cutting one out without drawing the lines, and the jigsaw that I used just kind of pushed on the vinyl and made it fold up and get in the way. But really, however you want to do it, however you want to draw the stars on the wood, you end up with the same result. I then just used the jigsaw to cut out the stars. Again, you could certainly use a bandsaw or a pin saw. Jigsaw just happens to work. It's very easy to use, and you can be pretty accurate with it. For this project, I'm going to cut out 3 different sized wooden stars. I laid them all out on the vinyl cutter first, printed out templates of each one, and then each one of those stars that I printed out on the vinyl has the little stars inside of it. So I have the appropriate sized little stars and the number that will fit inside each of these stars. Now, if you've ever tried to stain wood and have it stay within a stencil or within paint lines or painter's tape lines, it's a little bit difficult. One of the tricks is that you have to sand the wood with at least a 220 grit sandpaper. So I got rid of all of the little edges. I sanded it completely smooth, and then what I'm doing is I'm applying those little vinyl stars as decals onto the smooth surface of this pine. Basically, I'm going to stain with those vinyl stickers in place so that where the vinyl stickers are will be the white portion of the stars, and everything else will be a dark background. The trick here, the real trick, is instead of using regular stain, you use a stain gel. This one's from Minwax, and you're available in your local hardware store. I got this in Ace Hardware, I believe. The other trick is you don't want to wipe or brush this stain on. You only want to dab it on. You don't want a lot of stain on each dabbing, just a light amount. And you can just go back and forth over the entire area until every spot is stained. You also don't ever want to wipe this off. Anytime you're painting on or wiping off, you're basically pushing that stain underneath the decals or underneath whatever painter's tape you're using. By dabbing it on and by using this gel stain, which is a little bit thicker viscosity, you have less chance of pushing any of the stain underneath the vinyl or underneath the painter's tape. Once the entire star is stained, I'm going to use a clean paper towel and I'm just going to dab off the extra stain. Again, I'm not going to wipe it, I'm just going to dab it off. You don't really have to let this dry before you move on to the next process. I did change my gloves. I don't want to chance any stain that was on my gloves from getting onto the peeled stickers. I'm going to peel those stars and reveal the natural wood underneath now. So I do start with a fresh pair of gloves, and you can use either tweezers or a razor knife. I prefer the tweezers. And just very carefully grab an edge of each one of those, I'll call them decals or star stickers, and you can just peel them away. And if your dabbing was done correctly, it will reveal a nice, clean, crisp star shape in the background of a dark wood stain. And this was a walnut gel stain that I got. Now there's a couple more steps, to preserving this stain. After I peel all of these stars, I didn't want to leave just the natural wood. I wanted to kind of blend it and not have it be kind of in your face. So I am going to use a little bit of a lighter stain to stain all of the stars. So they'll still stand out, but they won't be as white as if just the natural wood. But before I do that, I did stain and remove the star stickers from all three of these stars that I cut out, and all slightly different sized. I think the largest one had a 8-inch diameter, and I went down from there. The same process on each one. I cut them out with the jigsaw. I sanded them with 220 grit. I put the star stickers in place. I stained with the gel stain, dabbing it on, and then dabbing off the excess with a clean cloth, and then removing those star stickers while this stain is still wet with the tweezers. Now I'm going to move on to a lighter stain. This is just standard stain. This is not a gel at all. But I am still going to dab this on. If I were to wipe this on at this point, I would basically wipe off all of the gel stain that I had on. I'm also going to dab this stain off. No wiping at all until this is completely dry. I'll do that with all three of these stars, dabbing on the stain, and again dabbing off the stain. And you can see the difference. I mean, this has, I like the look of this lighter stain for the stars better than I do the natural wood, but you could do it either way. The next step in this process was to draw some stripes, and I just made some curved stripes out of the same pine, same jigsaw, and then I put some painter's tape on. So basically there's 4 stripes. Every other stripe, it's going to be red, white, or equivalent of red, white. And then instead of trying to get the painter's tape to line up to that curve, I just basically put it on, and then with a razor knife, I cut the lines that I wanted and removed whatever painter's tape was beyond those lines. So basically, the areas that have the painter's tape will be the lighter of the stripes, and the other exposed wood areas will be the dark, the wood that's stained. And I'm going to do this with that same walnut colored gel stain, just like the stars. And then I'm going to place these stars on in a descending fashion. And I'll just pre-drill a couple of holes, and I will attach those with short wood screws from the back. I didn't even bother to use wood glue. Just one screw seemed to attach each star pretty nicely. And you can design these things any way you want. There's a variety of different stars and stripe patterns out there that you can find if you search the internet. This one is just something that I kind of drew up on the actual wood when I was making it. But it's a very simple project, very simple pattern, and it happens to fit the door that I want to hang this on, or the area in the door, or the glass area of the door where this is going to fit. The final step is after it completely dries overnight, you do want to give it a good coating of lacquer or polyurethane. And that's it. Very simple, easy to do. Wood stained Stars and Stripe Patriotic door hanger or outdoor decoration. Perfect for the 4th of July, perfect for Memorial Day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I ask that you please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. By all means, check us out on the web at DIYeasycrafts.com. Check out our other how-to videos. Thank you very much.